One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com. One of our favorite sponsors is back.
Shop Tour Bus.
What? No? What? Hello?
I thought we were doing Shop Tour Bus.
Is this thing on?
What?
Hey now.
Hey, you know what, you guys? It's been a long time since you bought yourself something pretty. Or something nice. Or not. Or you bought yourself something pretty or nice yesterday. Doesn't matter. You know what you should do?
Buy yourself something else pretty and nice.
Mm-hmm. Pretty nice. You should go to shoptourbus.com online or at shoptourbus on Instagram and check it out.
Pick yourself up one of the coolest inspired Grateful Dead merchandise ever.
Ever.
Really?
With a
Truly.
period at the end of ever.
Definitely the most creative.
For sure. And they have designs that cover a range of different Grateful Dead songs like, let's see, there's a Dark Star one, there's a Bird song.
They love each other.
That
Foolish Heart.
Drums in Space. I got the
They
Lazy
got a lot
Light.
going.
Cosmic Charlie. So, but it doesn't just say like Cosmic Charlie on the shirt.
No.
That would be silly.
And it also doesn't just come to you in some random package.
No, it comes in a hand-designed box with a Grateful Dead lyric on the inside of it that's hand-designed. It comes all nice and rolled up nice with special twine. It comes with extras like candy. It's actually a surprise, so I'm not going to ruin the surprise. And then one or two of you out there will be lucky recipients of an
Magic
actual
tapes.
Maybe more than one or two.
bona fide Grateful Dead
Yeah.
bootleg cassette tape from somebody's collection. People have sent Shop Tour Bus their boots for a long time now, and they have started miracling certain people when they order stuff. So not only are you going to get the thing that you ordered, not only are you going to get a hand-designed box, not only are you going to get extras inside, but you are going to have the chance to get a real Grateful Dead bootleg cassette tape on the inside. And
You'll love them.
you're going to get
I have 4 of them.
You're going to get it for free.
yeah, shipping. You're not going to get the shirt for free.
You're going to pay for the shirt, but you're going to get it at your location for free.
Yep, you're going to put in the promo code No Simple Road when you check out, and Shop Tour Bus is going to hook you up with free shipping.
Free shipping.
That's right.
What?
So go get yourself something pretty, something nice, something pretty nice. Go over to shoptourbus.com online or at shoptourbus on Instagram and take care of yourself, man.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
Don't be sliding your phone on my table. You chip my table, man. Look at Apple's being a jerk, Mel.
No, he's not.
Tell him to stop.
Slip sliding away.
Hey now, No Simple Road family, how's it going?
Hey.
How's everybody doing out there?
Welcome, everybody.
You have now welcomed us back into your ears.
Aw, thanks for letting us go back into your tube holes.
Your tube holes?
Yeah, tube holes.
I don't know if I want to be in their tube holes.
We're
Mel.
already in there.
Yeah, we're just coming up with all kinds of new words today. I
Tube
love it.
holes, CBD-ness.
Well, this is nice. You guys are joining us here today. We are in the
We
middle.
have a snow day, guys.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a severe storm warning, and it is snow all outside our window. We could go somewhere if we really wanted to with chains and everything,
but it's not advisable.
Let's just say we're snowed in.
Apple didn't go to work today. I came home early after 4 hours of work.
I worked a half day, even though I work from home, just because
yeah.
it felt like a snow day.
We've been cleaning the house. I brought a bunch of flowers to beautify the place. And then you look outside the window and there's a mix of white and green sprinkled everywhere. It's so beautiful.
And
guys.
then you guys welcomed us into your tube holes.
Yeah. And you want to know who else they're going to have in their tube holes?
Who?
Hearty Har, our this week's fantastic guest.
So do yourself a favor, go check out the videos that Hearty Har has made. They are up on YouTube, and I don't want to ruin it and give you
Well, just go check out their videos, you guys. Just do
Yeah.
that, because every week we tell you, like, if you haven't heard so and so band, go listen to them. You guys, we're bringing you good music. It might not be your absolute favorite, but one of these times when you listen, it's going to be your absolute favorite. So check out Hearty Har. Check out their freaking videos. They're fun. They're elaborate. They're beautiful.
Could be your new fave.
They've got three. Well, they got 3 videos out now. They got more coming out, but just so you know, we'll give a little introduction to them. This is Shane and Tyler Fogerty. They are John. I always say it. John Fogerty's sons, and these guys started this band back in 2012 down the LA area, and have been known for years for putting on very psychedelic, heavy, cool shows. And they are coming out with their first album on February 19th. So this release is going to be right in time for you to go check it out. There are 3 of the singles available right now, but the full album drops on the 19th.
Drop it.
We recorded this earlier last year or this year. Was it? I can't remember.
This was beginning of December.
Yeah, so we've held on to this for a bit, and
Because we knew the album was coming out.
Just so happens that the album is coming out.
It's weird how that
very
works
soon.
out, right? And
Yes.
That's odd. The show just happens around everybody. It's like magic.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. We talk about this sometimes. We talk about this quite often. Sometimes we feel like, man, the episode was so long ago, but like it's right in time for their album. You get introduced to them. You got to go listen to new music.
Yeah. And, that is, if any of you that have ever worked in the corporate America world, like, I know everywhere I have ever worked had like a framed mission statement on the wall. And if No Simple Road had a framed mission statement, one of the mission statement bullet points would be introduce the No Simple Road family to new awesome music so that they can stay happy and feel groovy.
That's a good wow.
That is actually what would be on the mission statement.
I'm almost going to say it could be a bumper sticker, but that's too words.
And not just new music.
No, we're gushy and unprofessional.
Yeah.
That's the bumper sticker.
That's another thing that we are. We are gushy and unprofessional. But you want to know why? Because I'm going to tell you why we are gushy and unprofessional.
Why, Mel?
We get to Aaron's laugh box is going off.
He's got the giggles.
He's got the giggles. Look, we love turning shit around that people say to us that might not be the best thing or not. And what I mean by saying gushy and unprofessional, we got that as a, maybe we shouldn't be so gushy and unprofessional. A critique,
a loving critique.
But it was loving. And the reason why we are that way is because we get to interview these awesome people. And during the course of the conversation, we fall in love with them. We fall in love with their music. We get excited about them. And that's what somebody needs to do in order for us to spread that excitement to you. If we were just like, oh yeah, that's cool,
yeah.
right on.
I can't contain my excitement.
I
when we're talking to
can't. I'm
people.
excited. I love dancing to them. They were like Apple was saying, that whole psychedelic aspect of them. That is something that is so fun to, as a music lover, to witness and experience.
Well, and then also I just think of it like what am I supposed to like be aloof?
No.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, man, what's up?
We're not that cool.
Oh.
We're not going to be like, oh, yeah, never mind. Whatever.
No, go ahead, Apple.
Huh?
You were going to say something. I cut you off.
No, I don't think I was. I don't know. No, I was just going to go back in, but, this was a really great conversation with these guys. We went quite a while with them.
Yeah.
This is a little longer episode than usual because we're just having a good talk.
Yeah. And, back to what Mel was saying, like, anybody out there that feels like that, that's cool, man. And I love that.
Feels like what?
That we're gushy and unprofessional. That's cool.
Of course, you guys, we're putting ourselves out there. So there's always going to be room for opinion, critique, something we could have done better. And we actually encourage it, but then we always going to have a response to it. I mean, that's just fair.
So my response to that is I am going to have T-shirts made. I'm serious. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, that say gushy and unprofessional, No Simple Road on it, because I fucking love that.
I do love that too.
That means that we truly do love the people that we're talking to. We're excited about it.
Yeah.
And thank you for that compliment.
Yeah, we're excited about what we do.
And then on a side note, I'm going to set up a page. You can come visit me there. I'm going to make itchy turtleneck sweaters that say stuffy and professional.
Yeah. There it is. And he's also going to sell his smelly socks there.
I'm going to guarantee that's not going to happen, guys.
No, you don't think that'd take off?
Apple making a website, not going to happen.
No,
that's true.
He'd ask me to do it. And I'm busy.
It was a silly whim.
So yeah. And
well, Aaron,
what?
How was your week? Let's go into that. How have you been doing this week? It's Friday. You got off early. We've already had Monday through Thursday. How was it?
It's been a busy week for me. We
started, got the giggles here.
We do. What the fuck did you just say? Ribbit Senator Sammer.
I was scatting, dude.
Right on Apple. Okay.
Sorry, Aaron. How was your week?
Okay. First,
we may need to hit stop and record.
I woke up. No, this week was very busy. This week started the first week of 2 episodes per week for us for a little while.
Yeah.
For the next 2 or 3 weeks. And so that has meant a lot of editing. And then Mel and I were having a discussion earlier in the week regarding the direction of the show, and we've talked to you guys about it. You know what we're talking about. And
Unless this is your first
unless
show.
this is your first listen, then you have no idea what I'm talking about, and then you should
It's
go
fine.
back and listen. Then you'll know. But yeah, and so we put an intention out into the universe about where we're at, and immediately got an answer in a really big way that I can't share with you yet, and I keep doing this to you guys. But
I'm sorry, I just drank, guys. Whoever heard that.
I keep doing that to you, teasing stuff that I can't tell you yet. But this one's really cool,
Special.
and it made me feel excited, a little afraid, seen, and what's the word I'm looking for? Validated in a huge fucking way. And
It's a good feeling.
yeah, so we're working on something that involves all of you guys and something interactive for the family that'll help all of our heads. And so that was really cool. Yeah, like I said, a lot of editing. And I've been saying on the show that I need somebody to help me with video. And I'm learning how to edit. It was the weirdest thing, man. I was doing stuff on the computer, and I just pulled some video into the editing program, just screwing around, and I was like, oh, this is how you do it. And then I could do it. It was the weirdest fucking thing. Like,
Yeah, you nailed it.
I know how to
You
do
nailed
this
it
now.
Your
this
learning
morning.
curve, though, it's not fair because you learn things you pick things up so
It's not
quickly.
fair. Quit being smart.
Why are you so smart?
it doesn't have anything to do with
No,
smart.
I was happy for you this morning. I walked by because I was home today, and you're like, dude, check this out. You posted it, and yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's on our
great.
Instagram page.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a big accomplishment for me.
Congratulations. babe.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know how to do that. And I realized that because I used that suite of products to do the show, like I use Photoshop, I use Illustrator, I use Audition, using Premiere was like, oh, this is just like all the other things except this is video. So it was like no big deal.
And you ask for help here and there. You're really good at what you do when you learn to do it. Just like the video this morning, and it's hard to do it the way you like it done. You do a really good job. Is
Thanks,
what I'm
man.
trying to say. And
Yeah.
when we try, it's like, okay, I'll help, but I know you are better at this.
Yeah. Well, on that
You crush it.
On that
Thanks,
note
man.
of Aaron, he's like, I need somebody to help with like, lighting and like the video stuff. And I just I kept on having this mantra in my head of him saying that. And I'm like, I know somebody. Who do we know? Who do we know? Well, I went to work yesterday, and one of my coworkers who used to work for TMC, Turner Movie Classics, he's got a degree in cinematography, and he's retired from that industry right now, but we talk about the show occasionally, and he was very happy to offer his help in helping us figure out the lighting and come over and to just show us what we can do with
What's
the
what.
video. And so that the same week, it happened the same week that you reached out and said that out loud. And I just want to recognize that, because we've been, every time we say something lately, within days happens so quickly. And yeah, what? Why are you laughing at that?
Because I'm just sitting here thinking, if anybody out there has like an old DSLR camera that they want to get rid of, man, just let me know.
Hey, remember Hunter? Just
Yeah,
send us
yeah.
one, But yeah, so that's awesome, babe.
Yeah, so it's been a week of accomplishments and hard work, and we are going into a weekend of
It's
celebration
Valentine's
and
week.
Valentine's
And
weekend
love.
and fun
Yeah,
and
rejuvenation.
yeah. So looking forward to that, and I'm excited to put the content out that we have over the next few weeks. I'm really not anxious in a bad way, like excited to hear the response
feedback.
from the family.
Yeah, we have a lot to offer to you listeners out there right now. It's sometimes when we record stuff, it's like we want to put it out like
Immediately.
today.
Like they need to hear what we just heard.
Yep, but
That'll
all
be
good things
coming.
and all good time, man.
Yeah.
It'll be ready to go. How was your week, Mel?
My week was great. I had a really great week. I felt clear. I got
Is that because of Clior? No, I'm just
a
kidding.
Clior is fantastic, but no. You want to know what it's from? It's from
Sunset Lake CBD.
Not that. There's a lot
Define
of
premium cannabis.
Nope, not that either.
It's because you were wearing your shop tour bus shirt, or you were.
You were hanging out with Bruno. You're from Electric Fish Lights. All
Wow.
those contributed, I bet.
I don't know how my week was.
I'm sorry. me and Aaron just.
How was your
Boom.
week, Apple?
It was good.
We love you guys.
Oh.
Thank you for being on this silliness train with us today. How was your week, babe? Sorry, I'll let you.
Do you want to tell them how my week was, or should I tell them?
She had a fantastic week. Melanie is usually always in a good mood, and this seemed like another one of those weeks.
Sometimes my mood waxes and wanes. No,
Okay,
this
I was
week was
being
really
nice.
great because we had a really transformative phone call earlier in the week on my days off, and that's kind of what Aaron was talking about, that we can't talk about it yet, but we interviewed this person earlier in the week or last week, and then we had a follow-up conversation, and it just really has set my tone to thinking bigger, thinking more than myself, more than just my household, thinking about the worldwide household and earth household. And it's just been on my mind so much. And it's been like transformative personally. So why are you looking at me like that?
What do you mean? Can you explain that?
Well, I was mentioning to you guys earlier too that we've been having a bunch of synchronicities. We keep saying stuff and then things just happen. We had this conversation, I'll just say, with Jeff Schmidt, PhD, from Saint Disruption. And the conversation that we had, I can't wait. It's like a meal. You guys are going to have to sit down, grab a napkin.
It's coming out this week.
Yeah, and just sit and enjoy. But like I said, he called us later on in the week, and after hanging up with him, my mind just started racing and going to all these different places. I feel like No Simple Road is growing up, and we're all growing up with it. Not that it was like,
Not
immature. Yeah, nothing like that. What I mean is like it's evolving into something bigger, and Jeff really was, we were talking about the framework of incorporating bigger ideas, bigger thoughts into the show. And so that kind of infused me through the week, just thinking bigger on myself. How can I do things, personally bigger, better, and not necessarily like as a, like a task, just like good food for thought.
Yeah, with a different perspective. That's all.
Yeah, and so it put me into a really great frame of mind. And then I had a cute little thing happen at work. I had this little girl calling to me.
Hey, girl.
She was, her dad was holding her, and she was like, hey girl. And we've all got masks on, and it's kind of loud. There's music, and so I didn't really hear what she was saying, and so I stopped where I was walking, and I walked back, and she was like, I like your mask. And then her dad turned to me and was like, hey, are you from that podcast? And I was like, yeah, I am. He's like, I met your husband. So somebody who had met Aaron at the gym, somebody who recognized me and his sweet little daughter. And
Hey, girl.
yeah. Hey, girl. I love that I'm a grandma and I'm hey, girl.
Hey, girl. That is cute.
But I guess I've just been more, this week I've just felt more inspired, like personally inspired. And you mentioned something about like being seen. I had gotten my review, and it was, we talked about this last week, but like what they said to me was amazing. And that's been I've been riding on that also. And I was cleaning up the other day and I found an old review from my job. And it was almost the same thing.
Job in Vegas, yeah.
It was almost the same review, except it was, different
Jesus.
wording because I just ignore it.
Sasquatch lives in our house.
But it was just different wording based on the job that I had at the time. But it just made me realize that, I'm on the right path and what I'm doing is more than enough. And that I do have a heart full of love. And it's not that these things were in question. It was just an affirmation going forward with all the dialogue that's been happening.
Sounds like a pretty badass week.
Yeah, it was very strong. It was like a strong spiritual, like affirmative week for me.
Mojo. What about you,
Yeah.
Apple? So anyway, Mel.
I would have to totally like what Mel's saying, we've been talking about, we have had 3 weeks now of guests that are talking about, I mean, we've basically been in hibernation for a year.
Yeah.
Most of the planet pretty much. And now, I mean, because we've been focusing and talking, a lot of people have been talking and we've been doing that, focusing on ourselves and home. Well, that's been pretty much straightened up and cleaned out. And now all this starts talking about community again.
Yes.
And giving back and helping other people. And we're approaching springtime here soon. I mean, we're locked in right now into our winter storm, which is a nice way to roll out of the winter and get ready for like coming out of the cocoon when spring comes here and all this stuff that's happening. And I got to say, every week, I love Aaron's little secret corner. Every week now, you're like, I got a secret. It happens a lot.
Oh, yeah. It does happen a lot. It's been happening a lot.
Yeah. But as far as my week, I feel the same way. How this started, I've been silly this week. This has been kind of a silly week. It's weird up here when they're predicting snowpocalypse. Everybody gets a little in a dither, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And it gets you kind of loopy because you don't know, and it actually happened. And it was a snow day, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Just get to hang out. It's been nice around here. Simon's got his girl visiting. We got friends coming over for a hangout tonight, and it's been a really nice week.
Yeah.
And it just seems to keep getting better, and the mojo just keeps growing. I think with all of us, all of you out there, and the focus on what's going to be happening coming next. Music coming back, movie theaters opening, things are starting to look better.
That's true.
So check this out. This made me think. You said things are starting to look better. Shout out to H2O to go. My friend Audrey was telling me about these cleaning products from Europe. And they
amazing.
are like, I was like, okay, I want it to just, here's the money, just get it for me. And so she was like raving about this one special cloth that you can just wipe your windows with water and nothing else. And they're streak free and clean. So on my days off, if anybody's ever been to the house, any people that listen to this show, we have, Florida.
There's a million windows.
There's so many windows in this house.
And they're all at Darwin's height for his nose.
Exactly. His nose, his drool, everything. Well, so I went and I did exactly what the, towel said, wrung it out, folded it in fours, wiped in an S motion, then a square around the window. But
it fucking works.
if you've ever listened to the episode with Kate and her mom from Mom and Me Astrology, there's an episode that they talk about feng shui, and one of the episodes is about windows. And windows are the eyes of the home. And it is important for you during any type of special thing, like full moons, changing of the seasons, anything like that, to have your view restored and to have it clean and clear. And after I cleaned the windows, you guys, I am not joking you, it felt like you kind of wipe
those eye boogers
yes.
out.
And the house, I saw it in a different way. I mean, of course I was cleaning, I was dusting, everything looked great, but seeing the windows that clean in the midst of this week and everything, it really did just kind of restore my sight. And then now with the snow, we can get to enjoy the windows, but it was a transformative experience cleaning the windows. So
And
I
they are clean. When you pointed it out, I've noticed.
Well, because nobody was saying anything, and I'm like, did you know, Apple Ryder? Did you know? Simon, did you see the windows?
Which usually I would be the first to realize when something's clean,
and I would be the last.
As soon as you pointed it out, I noticed now everything is crisper. Like looking out the windows, everything is crisp, and like you cleared the looking glass, and now I can see well.
And so, two plugs. Mom and Me Astrology. Look up that feng shui episode with the cleaning the windows. It really is amazing, the small little things that you can do with water and to just brighten up your mood. And shout out to H2O to go. That wipe, that fabric, whatever it's made of.
I'm excited to try it after now you've added to it of what you told me yesterday. You were so excited. It's like me and Mel get excited about cleaning.
I know where they got it. I know where it came from.
Me too.
The cloth came from downed alien spacecraft.
Oh my gosh.
It did.
Which I'd be
That's
awesome.
where it came from.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna add a third plug for her. When Audrey gets excited about something, it's worthy of getting excited about. Mm-hmm. That girl doesn't get excited unless
Audrey
it's cool.
She's fantastic to represent products because she does her research. She raves about it if she loves it, and she ignores it if she doesn't.
And she'll let you know if it sucks.
Yeah, and she gives feedback, honest feedback. Audrey is one of those people that gave us feedback. And
she'd be a great product. People that try out products for companies.
Oh, yes.
And are like, this is cool, but this is what you need to do.
Yeah, she's fantastic about that. So shout out to all those things that I just said.
Well, thanks for doing that. Because it really did make the house brighter in a lot of different ways.
And we're looking out the windows a lot this week.
That's what I'm saying. It was right in time for the snow.
Again,
synchronicity.
So tell you what, let's do the business and get them to Hearty Har.
The business?
All right. So check it out, you guys. Here's what you're going to do. If you're listening to the show, whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, make sure you're subscribed. And then after you subscribe, do us a solid, man. Go over and leave us a review, 5 stars, type a little something in there, and then we can read it on the show. It makes us happy. And then the algorithm in those weird platforms decides to make us relevant to people that are cool, just like you. So check that out. You can let yourself be heard without saying anything, just by moving your fingers, by leaving a review.
And it makes us really excited.
It does make us excited.
And if
we're not excited this week, though, because there wasn't one.
No, me and Melanie, you guys, behind the scenes, Erin was just saying that me and Melanie, she knew that we and her both reached for our phones to excitedly look for a new review to read. And
it is still exciting to find out if we have one or not.
Totally.
But.
Yeah.
So go do that for us if you would be so kind. Also, if you believe in the message and the worthy cause of No Simple Road and the community that we're building, and you are in a position to help us financially, we could use it. Head over to patreon.com/No Simple Road. You can give as little as $1 a month, all the way up to $1 million a month, and you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
And you'd be helping No Simple Road and helping us keep the lights on over here.
And helping us find out about more awesome stuff and bring it to you guys in the way that we think you like, because you keep coming back.
And then if you dig it, go to www.nosimpleroad.com. Check out all the stuff over there. All the back episodes are there. Newest episodes are up.
We've got a great website. Check it out, guys, if you haven't in a while.
Go get yourself some No Simple Road merch. I don't know. What else? Am I missing anything? Oh, check this out.
The phone line?
Check this out, though.
Okay.
Osiris Media just came out with a new podcast called Undermine.
Oh,
and
that's
it's the 3 fish podcasts in one.
Blended.
And they're taking a trip through all the early years of fish from the perspective of the people that were actually there when all that stuff happened. They just put out their 2nd episode. And it's super cool what's happening over at Osiris, man.
Yeah.
And go check out all the other podcasts, the Past, Present, Future Live, and all the other ones that are over there. You guys, there are so many good podcasts on Osiris, and Osiris Media is making big moves, man. So stay tuned. There's going to be some good stuff happening. Also, one other thing I want to tell you about, our friend Preston Light, who we hung out with at Dick's last year.
And his mom.
Was that last year? No,
that
was
in
2019.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Okay. Who we hung out with.
2020 is just obsolete.
Off the table. He started a new podcast. He has an episode out, and it's called the Broken Lighthouse Podcast. And I listened to about 2/3 of it today.
Jay Aiken.
Yeah, with
Yeah?
Jay Aiken. And it's really, really cool. Preston has a great voice.
Yes,
He's
he
a
does.
very personable.
Yeah.
And he's
guy.
such a sweetheart of a
Yes.
human being.
And you know what,
He's
man?
one of those people that just makes you smile.
Dude
when you see him.
has interview chops. He's good. So go check it out. It's called the Broken Lighthouse Podcast. It's not part of Osiris Media, but you should go check it out. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we're done with the business.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That was
You
the
wanna give
business.
him
Oh,
the hotline
the
number?
tepid line.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Don't-
not hotline. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's
Tepid
tepid.
line.
Tepid.
Tepid. I forgot. I forgot where I was at.
Area code 971-808-1524. That number again is 971-808-1524. Operator standing by. What you could do is you could call in and give us, I don't know, a recipe.
Well,
or,
you know, how about this? If you're listening for the first time because you're a Hearty Har fan, leave us a review on the Tepid line.
On the
Say,
Tepid line, yeah.
hey, that was awesome. I love them more. I love you guys. This is great.
And that's
Blah,
really
blah,
easy
blah.
to do. Call a phone number and you just talk.
Yeah.
We all like
How you
talk.
do that, Apple?
Like I get the not writing thing. I'm a person that doesn't like to write a lot.
Don't give them
Write
an
reviews.
excuse not to leave a
You
review.
can just talk. We all
That's
love
true.
to talk. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it, guys.
971-808-1524.
Everyone in
That's the
between.
Tepid line. And we're going to get you to the interview. So check this out. Without further
What?
ado, No Simple Road gives you
Hearty Har.
Dance in the moonlight, baby. Come out where I can see. 'Cause I'm lonely and it showed me that you can't always live on a wave of ecstasy. When it may come crashing down, I say you don't have to drown, you gotta get up and flow with the tide. For every mountain standing tall, another one is gonna fall now. A fool for you. Dance in the moonlight, baby. Come out where I can see. 'Cause I'm lonely and it showed me that you can't always live on a wave of ecstasy. Ride it out until the end. When it breaks us up again, I know it's gonna fly so high, but all things are set to pass, mystified in a single splash if you let it wash over you.
There we go. Well, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
I have a whole room full of people. There's a couple other people here. I'll let them introduce themselves to you.
Hi, Tyler. I'm Mel. I'm a co-host of No Simple Road, and we have one more.
And then I'm Apple, and I am the other co-host of the show. Aaron is our host.
And we have a special guest with us, Cody.
Yeah, good friend that's sitting in.
Okay.
But
Shane.
Oh, awesome. Shane, you're here too. Fantastic.
That answers my question.
guys.
Now, I was just going to say, do we
Hey.
have just Tyler, but we
Yeah.
have Tyler and Shane.
Yeah, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We're stoked to have you guys on the show. Before we get started, my habit is to just start blathering away and not have the guest introduce themselves. And then like 40 minutes into the interview, I'm like, oh shit, we never told anybody who we were talking to. So I'm not going to do that with you guys. Would you please introduce yourselves to our illustrious listeners?
I'm Shane Fogerty. And I'm Tyler Fogerty.
And you guys are from
we're
Hearty
Hearty
Har.
Har.
Yeah, right on, man.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a bunch of cars whizzing by, so I was kind of close the door.
All good. All good. You guys can hear okay other than that, though? Like no echoes or anything like that?
Not for me. On my end.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hang on 1 sec. I'm going to turn you up. Everybody hear him okay?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I got to say that the work that you've put out so far, I know you got an album coming out in February. We were just sitting on our porch watching the 2 music videos. And wow, man. I mean, for not having put the album out yet and having those 2 videos already completed is pretty astounding. So can you tell us a little bit about the new album and what's going on there?
Yeah, so this album, Radio Astro is the name, and me and Shane have been recording it we finished probably, I think in June, but it's kind of our first album where we recorded everything ourselves and mixed it all ourselves.
Oh,
And kind of just like our first album that we really feel proud of, and that's very us, because just having it all in your own hands, I think was really important for us, because we had so many ideas before making this album, but we'd go into a studio and it wouldn't really be up to what we wanted. But so yeah, we started this back in like 2016 with a song Can't Keep Waiting, and that was kind of our first recording that it's on the album, but it was definitely like the hardest one to do because we didn't really know how to use the studio ourselves yet. But it ended up being a wonderful process, and I think if you like those first 2 songs, every other song I think you will enjoy too, because they're equally as layered as those.
Yeah, it's astounding to me, man, that like you guys went from the ground up in recording this. So in 2016, you said you had no idea what you were doing with the recording equipment. Like you just teach yourself.
I mean, we kind of like picked up a couple little things, but it was never like, okay, here's a studio, here's like some microphones, and it's like up to you. Like we had been in a studio and kind of paid attention a little bit, like what sounds like what. But I think it was, when it's totally up to you, it's like, it's a little daunting, but you kind of get the swing of it and like develop your own sonic thing too after a while.
Yeah. And we had recorded ourselves before, at home in the garage doing like demos and stuff, but nothing like serious, like, oh, we're trying to make this sound good and actually stand on its own. So I think that was a big thing for us, like going into our own studio and being, okay, we want to record ourselves and mix ourselves, but we also want it to sound what we want it to sound like, good, and hopefully other people will think the same.
Definitely. It definitely sounds good, man. It's got a lot of texture. There's a lot of texture there. It's at least the one we were just listening to. What was
to me, it's the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and I'm going to lead to a question here in a second. I love the feel of it. It is definitely very psychedelia. Kind of takes you on a journey. It's got that kind of creeping up on you feel and sound to it. It reminds me of, it reminds me of one of the bands I said. It kind of reminds me who I love is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizards. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. They're kind
great.
Oh man, you guys have a sound, and then the video, that visual art that's put to it is just amazing. And as I kind of do the research for the show, I'm usually the one that's like looking up everything. My only problem is you guys don't have a lot of there wasn't much to find out as far as music. I can't wait to hear the whole album and continue to see what you guys do with it. So I was going to ask, what are your influences going into this? Because it is a very unique sound.
Yeah. So we both like love the 60s just as a whole. And then a lot of like soul music, and like we like some reggae too. And kind of like all the Ennio Morricone, like Western stuff. We have an instrumental kind of epic on the album. It's kind of Western with synthesizers and kind of orchestral, like some of those Italian film scores.
Like a spaghetti Western.
Yeah.
Like a space spaghetti Western.
Fuck yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Anything with like experimental kind of sounds, not just straight up rock band.
General psychedelia.
Yeah.
So this isn't your first band, though. You guys have played in other projects, right?
Yeah. So we had this band. We've been in this band since 2012, but we were a lot younger, and we had other musicians, and like kind of went through the whole morphing process into like figuring out what we really like. So it's kind of phase 2, I guess, or phase 1, depending on how you look at it, of this band.
So, I mean, growing up in the family that you guys are growing up in, was there, I don't know, I don't want to say pressure, but expectation, I guess is a better word, to be musicians?
Definitely not. No.
You go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, there never was like a pressure on us to be a musician, or like to be a doctor or anything. We were kind of encouraged just to follow our passions. And for a while, we thought we were going to be professional skateboarders, just because we loved to skate all the time and didn't want to do anything else. But yeah, we never had that like fatherly pressure coming from our dad, which was really nice and really cool. And when we wanted to, approach his world and ask him stuff about music, it was, like opening a little treasure chest, and he would be receptive, but he wasn't like, he really keeps his hands out of our music stuff and doesn't try to put his own, it should sound like this, it should be this, you guys should be doing this. He's been really good about that and not being overbearing.
That's hard as a dad.
I know that's a great environment to be in, and to allow your creativity, so you don't have to like hide anything or try to be like something. You can just like be free.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, he kind of had a way too of like not praising anything unless it was like really good. So it was kind of like this subtle, like you knew if it wasn't good, he'd just be like, man,
shit.
he didn't say anything. But if he said like even the littlest bit of praise, that means he thought it was good. So I think that helps too.
Wow, I wonder where that technique came from.
I don't know, but my wife learned the same one.
Yeah, no
Same
shit.
thing. She says like she likes the song I play. It's the greatest feeling in the world because it's true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, taking up the mantle of being musicians and doing that thing I mean, you guys have obviously grown up in the world and seen that it's not the easiest thing to do, man. And you know, there's got to be a drive and a passion behind that. Like, do you individually, do you guys remember a time when like you're like, that's what I'm going to do. That's the shit right there.
Yeah, I think like in high school, just like you start getting really into music and you get on the whole discovery thing. It was like before Spotify or any streaming. So you're on YouTube, you know, and then you're like, oh, I like this band. And then you're looking it up and then you find so many bands and just like, you're like, oh my God, like there's so much music out there. And you know, then we formed like a little band in high school and, you know, learn how to play together. And I think, yeah, it's like you keep, like we've just been obsessed, you know, especially listening to music and just discovering sound. And I think the real change happened when we started recording because it was, you know, the illusion of like, oh, well, I can just be good at my instrument and kind of have an idea of like how it should sound kind of went away because like nobody else is really going to do it for you, especially now. You know, it's like you really have to take the reins and figure it out on your own because nobody else will. And, you know, I think it's a little different now than like back in the day where there'd be a plethora of producers that were, you know, wanting to make you sound good and were good. I don't know. It's a little daunting for somebody that doesn't do it for themselves because I don't know how you would trust really anybody now.
Yeah, it's like go ahead, Apple.
I was going to say, yeah, that would be a trade. Yeah, there used to be a lot more producers and like directing. Like, hey, I'm here, I can play. Tell me what to do. Shine it up, make it sound good. Now, which is kind of cool. Now, like you guys are doing, it's all on you.
So yeah, I think that comes through in just the sound and overall tone of it. Because people have their things they stick to in the studio, and once you figure out a formula that works, I feel like big name producers and whatever. Oh, just do this and assemble these people, and it's going to be great. Which can work and can be good still, but I think it's a little more interesting when it's all homebrewed.
Yeah, and I mean, with a producer like that, you're taking your talent and your creativity and your ideas and kind of putting them in someone else's care. And like you said, trusting them that they are going to make that thing shine. But then you're at the whim of their, the way they like shit. And it changes the outcome of the final product. And I wonder with you guys, like you say you've been at this since 2016, like, is it one of those things that like you don't know when it's done? Like you just want to continually keep fucking with it and tweaking it and changing it? Or is there a point where it's like, okay, this is finished?
I think, yeah, especially with the first song, because we didn't really know, you know, and I hadn't really mixed a lot of stuff. So I'm like, oh, let's just keep processing everything. Keep doing this, keep doing that. And then we kind of learned like, oh shit, okay, I'm actually fucking it up. So let's go back like a couple weeks and then simplify it. And then I think after really that song, all the next ones just came really fast. It was kind of like the initial mountain that you have to climb, and then you can see over the hill, and it's just a lot clearer and a lot more enjoyable and like more spacious, you know. It's not as like mysterious of a process, I guess.
Yeah, you pulled the curtain back finally.
I think, yeah, And there's like a big thing of doing everything yourself, and just like knowing when to say it's done. That's really hard. And I feel like for some songs, like I could always like there's a song on the album that I wanted to re-sing all the vocals like before were turning in the album, and it's like we couldn't find the missing files to open the session, so I was like, fuck it, it's done.
Oh shit.
And I think there's definitely a little bit of that on with it, but you got to recognize it, I think. And I think you can take away the magic of something too if you're just constantly going back over it and back over it. There's an initial spark and like idea or whatever that you have and you put on a recording on a song, and once you keep piling stuff on there or taking things away, and just like, whoa, what is that anymore?
Yeah, totally. I'm an artist. I draw, and like I'll get to a certain point with a drawing and continually just like keep adding a little bit and a little bit, and it really is knowing I've ruined a lot of shit. Continually just going back and hitting it over and over again, and that's a skill, man. That's a talent to know when the thing that you're creating and that you're passionate about is done to the point where it's shining. That takes
definitely.
Well, for an artist it's an eye, and for a
like
musician it's an ear. Yeah, it's like a muscle, totally. And it's scary too, because when you're doing it DIY, there's nobody to tell you to stop.
Yeah, you guys are letting us in on your learning process.
Yeah.
So yeah, totally. But there's nobody there to tell you to stop, and like you said, it's a muscle that you're developing or have developed. And when you're putting it together and writing the album, is there, like you said, you come over the hill and you could see more clear. Is there a story with this, or is this like individual songs that stand alone?
I feel like, we named the album after the studio, and my kind of idea, like once you see the cover art, it's kind of like the whole thing is like about like tuning yourself to the like cosmic way and just listening for, beautiful melodies and good music, and just kind of being aware. And I think the whole time of making it, we were just like, we were learning and also like striving to like do something really great. So it's kind of about like, and there's a lot of different styles on the album. It's not just like psychedelic rock. Like there's soul, there's spaghetti western. So I think it's supposed to just to be about like the search for, like frequencies or something.
Well, yeah. Apple just handed me his phone, and I'm looking at the art right now. I mean, the
little explorations.
Yeah, the crystals vibrating with the colors of the rainbow and the frequencies coming out of the broadcast. I see exactly what you're talking about, man. That's
who's responsible for the art.
Tyler. I've been making all the single art and the covers and stuff.
So wait, you play and you do
we
the
had
art?
some help.
Jesus.
Yeah, mostly. We had a tiny bit of help on the album. This guy it was almost completed, but then couldn't figure out how to get like a good radio tower on there, so he added that with the kind of rippling.
And I thought about the rippling to go out around it, and he kind of. And he put the Radio Astro on there because they're like, it's got to say Radio Astro.
Yeah. So in creating this, I love what you said about like finding that cosmic frequency. And I think that's something that is quite frankly missing right now in the space and time that we find ourselves in, man. Like, This 2020 shit has been no joke, and that frequency has been basically the only thing that's gotten us through this whole thing. And but I'm curious with putting out music right now, like there's no way for you guys to play shows, and you got this album. So how has that changed the game for you guys in how you're approaching the release of this and what you're doing to promote it and whatnot?
I mean, it's interesting because we were supposed to go to South by Southwest back in March, I guess, and that was all in anticipation of the album. And like we've really only played in Los Angeles at like small places, and that kind of why we started recording too grew out of that. Where like we don't want to just keep playing, the same venues.
Yeah.
Even though we did a great job, we're just like, let's just focus on recording and making good music. So it's kind of funny now that like we've been kind of robbed of the opportunity, but it's okay because we're just used to recording a lot. We love being in the studio, but yeah, we hope that we can get out there because we also love playing live.
Well, yeah, I mean, go ahead, Al.
Well, I was just going to say the live stuff. I mean, that's what obviously you guys and we're all about is seeing the live and looking at. I love YouTube watching the video. Your guys is the Radio Man 56. I noticed that one. That's like the opening track on the new album coming out. But that's obviously one you guys have been playing for years because you did the jam in the van like several years ago.
Yeah.
That tune is rock. I love the jam in the van thing. There's something about that environment that those guys create when they pack you in that sardine can and make you jam. That was an awesome performance.
Jam in the can.
Thank you. It was a chaotic day.
Yeah, we did. It was 3 songs, all one take within 20 minutes.
I see those like they call them I can't remember what they call them. I think they call them joint sessions or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And they're getting the artists completely baked before they play, and then asking them all these questions afterwards. And we interviewed those guys on the podcast, and it was one of the most chaotic interviews.
Was it?
It was nuts. Those guys were.
It was definitely a weird interview.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
So I can't even imagine being in that can doing that.
Well, they were so funny when we talked to them. We thought that we were picturing, because you really only see kind of the inside when you guys are jamming. And then they're talking about like, man, the motorhome barely made it to where we were going. The wheel fell off the axle. And we're like, holy shit. We thought that, and then they laughed about it too. They're like, we're just dudes trying to, do our thing. We don't got a lot of money. We don't have a, bitchin' coach or anything. They're holding it together with duct tape and baling wire and giving fans a platform.
Yeah, it was definitely when we played that. It was a party on set. Like there was like 8 bands there, and there's Lagunitas free beer and people smoking doobies and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And by the end of the day, and the thing is, by the end of the day, we were like one of the last people to play. So it's like the engineers partaking and everybody's having fun. It's somebody's birthday. Okay.
Sorbet's ripped.
And we're all nervous. We're all like pretty straight in there, like ready to, this is it. We got to do a good job because we've never done this before. But it was fun.
That's funny. So you guys are on towards the end. I mean, everybody is well seasoned,
well oiled.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, like Apple was saying, the live thing is so important, and for a band that's just coming out and putting out an album, like you said, you don't want to keep playing the same venues because you want to build a fan base. You don't want to be playing in front of the same people over and over again. You want to see new faces. You want new people to hear you. You want to get out there and move a little bit. Have you guys been moving into the streaming thing at all, or is that something that you're looking towards doing?
Woo! Hearty Har was killing it.
Hearty Har Har.
Dang. My dogs are tired.
Woof woof. You know what you should do when you have tired dogs?
What?
You should go to Define Premium Cannabis. One in Hillsboro and one in Forest Grove.
That's right.
So they got you covered all over the Hillsboro and Forest Grove area and Portland. And you know what?
What?
They have the best cannabis products in the world.
We do.
In the world. That's
We
a
do.
mighty high claim.
Well, okay, I say that tongue in cheek, but I'm going to tell you something. I've tried a lot of cannabis products in my life, and I know after being here in Oregon and getting the stuff from Define Premium Cannabis, when we go other places and get cannabis products there, it is not
They're
the
not
same.
as good.
That is very true. I
It
have
has
visited
ruined other weed.
Yes, I have visited our daughter in California and back in Vegas and all this, and their weed game is nothing close to what Define Premium Cannabis does.
And
they have everything,
Yeah,
and
that's
everything that's current, and everything that's popular, and everything that's good. That's why I like Define, because you can get everything like, oh, I saw it in High Times, or I saw it in this. Apple's almost
all over it.
97% going to have it, and the only time he won't have it is if we can't carry it in the state.
And I gotta give first of all the credit to Oregon. Just crushes it
Yeah.
with their grows, with the products that are available here. But if you want to check these products out, come visit us out in Hillsboro, Forest Grove. If you come in, make sure you tell people that you listen to No Simple Road.
Yeah.
You will get a 10% discount. You will get a free T-shirt. You will be treated like royalty.
And if you come into the Hillsboro
Hillsboro
location Monday through Friday, Apple will walk out of the back dressed like me. And he'll walk over to you and introduce himself, and
Okay,
he'll
that- wow, that
he'll
was-
say, hey, let me hook you up with the best premium cannabis product possible. And then he's going to do that, and you're going to go home and you're going to be really happy, and you're going to feel great, and your mind's going to feel good, and your body's going to feel good, and you're going to be like, damn, I'm glad I listened to No Simple Road, and I went to Define Premium Cannabis.
They made me feel good.
And
What else, though?
And I told him that I listened to No Simple Road. I got 10% off in the free T-shirt. I'm hooked up. And you know what else?
No.
After you smoke that cannabis or take that bath or whatever the thing is that you got from Define Premium Cannabis,
Ooh,
you're gonna
I know
go
it'd be
to
really cool.
Go to
Mood lighting.
electricfishlights.com or at electricfishlights on Instagram and check out what they're doing over there. These lights were made for altered states of consciousness.
Yeah, but wait, I want to know if you've ever listened to Hearty Har out of a bowling ball that you got at Electric Fish Lights.
Nope.
Shit.
We didn't.
We didn't.
We might, though.
But you could.
You totally
Totally
can.
could. A bowling ball?
Yeah.
Hey,
it
babe,
just
tell me
popped
about
in my
that
mind.
IQ technology that these lights are made from.
Mel, check this out. IQ stands for interlocking quadrilateral. Did you know that?
I didn't.
It's a system made of 30 interlocking pieces that can be configured into 15 different shapes. And when you add more pieces, the shapes are endless. They go on forever. You design it, they build it, choose your shape, size, and colors. All lamps come fully assembled and are ready to be plugged in when they get to your house, domicile, home, cardboard box, apartment, new car, old car, or wherever you have it delivered.
And do you want to know what else?
What?
My electric fish light is so cute. It feels like someone's in the room with me. A cute little sloth hanging from the top of my bookshelf,
You do
singing
have the
to
cutest
me.
one.
And
Mel
he's-
does have the cutest
It really
one.
is one of the. I think it's the cutest one they've ever
He's
made.
doing Gyan Mudra?
Yeah, he's sitting and he's meditating, or it's a Bruno, and it's just such a little sweetheart. So it's like a little company too.
And did you know your little company sloth is made of upcycled vinyl, like milk jug plastic? He came with a 12-foot cord, a
Yes, he
12-year energy-efficient, safe to leave on LED light bulb, and a hardware kit to hang him up with.
And
Did it
he
come with a
came with
special
an
light bulb?
upgrade. He came with an
did.
upgrade.
You can get a color-changing upgrade to your bulb. You can also get a color-changing Bluetooth speaker light upgrade, which is like taking your light to the next level.
Next level.
You boring people out there that just walk into a room and just turn on any old boring light.
No.
That's over. Go to Electric Fish Lights
Add some
and
spice.
put in the promo code NSR when you check out. You're going to get
NSR.
10% off, and any NSR family member that orders a light with the color changing upgrade is going to get a limited edition special promotional No Simple Road print. And I said that without fucking it up, and I'm proud of myself.
You guys,
And that-
this print is beautiful. Like, I'm looking at it right now, and order the upgrade because you're going to get two special things. The upgrade is dope, super fun, and amazing addition to the light. Then you have this fantastic poster, which was drawn by Aaron over here, and then also
Put together by
collaborated.
John.
By John. So this is beautiful. It's fun. It's artsy. get yourself some.
Yeah, go to electric.
Get yourself some.
Go
Yeah,
to
I say I don't want to say one.
electricfishlights.com or at electricfishlights on Instagram and get yourself enlightened, man. And then
What?
let's get back to the episode because
Let's do
set
it.
break is over.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Speaking of lights, they're going down.
Going down.
It's getting dark.
Here we go.
Yeah, so we did filmed one about a month ago that it was like a 4-song set that like we engineered too, and I finished the mixes a while back and it sounds really good. We're just trying to figure out the video aspect. I feel like because we want to do it like really well the first time, and then maybe later it can be a little more casual, but it's almost like an in studio session with us, or me at the reins of the control. So it sounds like, how we would want live. But then I think we could definitely do more consistent kind of live stuff, not as produced, I guess, or more spur of the moment. It sounds fun.
Well, I get what you mean, though. Like, the first one that you do, you want it to be polished because it's that whole, like, you never get a second chance to make a first impression kind of a thing. You want it.
Yeah.
You want to come out the gate hot.
Well, but if you come out the gate hot a second time around, people will still listen.
True.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of it too is before the album's out. I don't know how many songs we want to, play before people know the recorded version. I don't know. That's kind of a weird thing to me. I don't really have a problem with it, but I don't know if that's like a taboo or something. Like you're playing your whole album before it's out. I don't know.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, now we're in a different
There's
time.
no rules.
There is no rules, Cody. You're right. There's no rules, but it is kind of strange that we're in different times. So maybe like adapt to the time and do what do you think makes sense?
Whatever you feel like, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Because then how will anybody ever hear it?
Well, the album's gonna come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the album will be out.
Yeah, but playing it before is like it's spoiling the surprise. It's like opening your Christmas presents before Christmas kind of a thing. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
in creating those amazing videos, who's responsible for that? Is that you guys too? Because if it is, I'm going to hang up the phone.
No.
It was our friend that we had just met. He reached out to us a couple of years ago on Facebook, and at first we didn't respond, but then about a year later, his name is Justin Williams, and we just collaborated and like we had some ideas and just kind of brainstormed together about kind of what we wanted to see and like certain little things, like little funny things, and then he really took just thoughts and made it into a reality.
Like a
It was
narrative.
really great
Yeah.
working with him. And we're actually doing another one next Thursday, which we're pretty excited about.
With Justin. And then we have another video that we filmed with him. That'll come out later. I think after the album's out.
So for people that haven't seen it and they're listening to the show right now, right? Can you tell them what the video is about for Boogeyman?
Yeah. So, that song is kind of about like a mystical character. I guess the root of it would be, like a shaman that is like invoking the spirit within you, to just like feel the music, like getting down and like, but it's also kind of about like, it's mysterious. It's like haunting, but it's not like a bad haunt. It's just kind of otherworldly. And I kind of, I was trying to make the parallel of like, not just like, a shaman, but like somebody maybe in a club at night, like playing music or a band that's like totally bewitching you or possessing you, kind of. And that was kind of with the butterflies, it's like leading into his brain. It's kind of like, it's scary, but it's almost just like a curious, like in awe of something that you don't really understand, but it has a power to it.
Wow. That there's a big difference between terrifying and mysterious.
Death by astonishment.
Yeah. Totally. And the song feels like that. Like if that was the mission in putting that one out, like you nailed it.
It pulls you in too.
Yeah.
What was the first one we listened to today? That one you played outside.
Well, that's the first one is Scream and Shout with the girl. Like that's a heavy, cool video too.
Well, the second that came on, the groove, I was like, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
These guys. This is I'm into this. I knew right away. There's music that does that, and that groove
Nice.
was like, boom.
Yeah, groove is important.
Man,
Yes.
I was like, wherever this is going, I want to go on.
I'm going
the
with you.
ride. Yeah.
I don't know where we're going, man, but I'm going with you.
Yeah, I'll gas money.
Yeah.
Hop on in.
So, you talk about the mystical experience and like maybe not necessarily a shaman, but a band that's pulling you in and possessing you. And I mean, on a not so literal level, I think everybody in this room has had that experience at one time or another. And I can remember several shows that stand out in my mind of bands that I saw where that happened. Do you guys have memory of any bands that you've seen where that thing has gone down that sticks in your mind?
Yeah. Being a young guy I think I was like 15 or 16 and it was one of the first concerts I had been to, this band Akron Family. I think it was like
Oh yeah, I know who they are.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have crazy live shows.
Yeah, and it was they
they have.
had such a way of going from like very delicate to extreme noise, but like with really good melodies, and they got the whole crowd in on it. And it was just like, building and building and building, and I was just like totally amazed. And then a friend of mine at the time like jumped on stage and grabbed like this big horn, like it's like a conch horn, and he just blew the horn like at the climax of this
Like the
epic
shofar?
crescendo
What
sound.
the hell?
And it was just like it just had a huge impact on me. I was like, man, that's you can do that. That's possible.
You can do that. Yeah.
Oh wow, man. Yeah.
The opening band for Akron, I don't know if it was the same Akron Family show, but I remember one of the shows we went to, the opening band or duo or whatever were there sitting in the middle of the floor where the audience stood with a bunch of like stones and stuff, and there was like this ambient like noise music going on. They were just all sitting in a circle. It was the weirdest thing. But that was before Akron Family, and I think Howlin' Rain played too.
Oh yeah,
thing.
those guys are
Just
amazing.
a crazy. Yeah, it was a really fun show, and just insane to see when you're like not even 18 yet, and like just like what is going on?
I would
But
think.
I saw Tame Impala a while ago, and that was probably my at the Fillmore in 2011, I think, or no, 2013. It was just after I think they released Lonerism, and that was mind blowing for me. Just the laser show and being in a really packed room in San Francisco, and it just one of the best concerts I've seen, definitely.
Wow.
You're not the first person I've heard say that about Tame Impala. My son-in-law is a drummer for a band down in LA called Swim. Have you heard of them?
Yeah,
Adam.
yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah, he's our son-in-law, and I wasn't really too hip on them, and he was like, "Dude, you need to check these guys out."
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I started listening. I was like, "Oh my god, how did I miss this?"
And he came up here. He kind of broke it down because I was the same. He kind of broke it down. It was like, "This is what you need to listen." And then it was like, "Whoa, okay.
Yeah, you're not the first person I've heard say that, and I think
Yeah, the live aspect of their show is incredible. Just everything sounds amazing, and it just hits you, and the lights, and it's just great. And it's psychedelic and heavy fuzz guitars. Like, come on.
Yeah, Radiohead was like that too. That I can equate that to a Radiohead show. Like that shit. I didn't.
Yeah, Radiohead.
I had no idea what I was walking into when I went. I thought I was going to a concert.
We didn't know Tom York was a shaman until
we
saw him live.
No, you know
They saw a hell of a show too.
That's a huge deal for the music fan. Like those shows that we're talking about are life altering. Mm-hmm. Like they can completely change the course of somebody's entire life path. And like you guys, like us, like a million other people. And I've always tripped out on how that is from the musician's perspective that's doing it. And there's levels, right? There's levels to everything. Like playing in a club, that same thing can happen, but not on as big of a scale. But I've always wondered, like, as a musician, do you feel a responsibility to the people that are listening to you play to make that thing happen? Or I shouldn't say make, to allow that thing to happen? Or is that something that's even in the front of your mind when you going out to play?
Yeah, I think, especially since like I've started performing, it's just like you don't want, like I really don't want to feel like I'm not giving it my all. Like I just feel like if you're up there, you got to do something like really good and give it your all. Because like for me, there's nothing worse than seeing somebody on stage and it's just like the total bore and they're just missing the opportunity. You know, I feel like if you're up there, you got the light. Like you can do whatever you want. So try at least, you know, you're pointed towards something really great. You know.
Yeah.
I think there's a certain energy you can tune into. I think when you're playing, just between the audience and the band on stage, and if you really hone into that, I think there's just nothing like it, and you can captivate.
Yeah.
This is Cody. I want to ask you a question. Is there a moment that for each of you, when you realize that's happening? Is there something that keys it off to you that like, oh, hey, we're there, or you know, that all of a sudden happened?
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
It's, I don't know. It's kind of hard to, when you're playing and you're really into it, it's hard to fully take notice, at least in like the middle of a song, you know? It's like, I feel like it just kind of breezes by, like you enter some weird out of time, out of body experience.
Yeah. I think there are moments too, like just instrumental moments or times when you just like look at someone after you did something really sick, you're filled or whatever, something locked, and it's just really cool. And you hadn't done that, and you look at each other, it's like, oh yeah. It's something like that happens when you're kind of going a little bit outside the norm, going a little bit of improvisation or something, like doing something a little different, and it's like, ooh, it's spicy.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And the reason I ask is I start dancing and then I realize I'm dancing while I'm playing. And that's how I know, like I've hit that point for myself, you know, like oh, hey, I'm in that groove.
My feet are moving.
Yeah, my feet are moving. I'm like, all right, apparently my brain's liking this. This is good. So
there is nothing like that though, man. There is no feeling on the planet from our point of view, like when that thing locks in and it's happening. I don't even think as a person in the audience, we know when that's really going down. I'll be moving and feeling the groove, and then all of a sudden the song's over and I realize that it was happening. It's like, oh shit. And it's those times when I catch myself and I'm like, oh, we're in it. And then it stops. It's like when you're meditating and you're like, oh, I'm meditating. God damn it. No, I'm not. Like now it's gone. There's no feeling like that, man.
Well, those moments of the bed, we've all seen it always comes to mind like being at like dead shows or something when you see it on the band's face, when you see them looking at each other kind of mouth open, like, holy shit. And then you look in the crowd and everybody's looking at each other like, holy shit, we're all in the middle of this. And
there's magic afoot.
Yeah, there's no feeling like that.
So the album comes out when?
February 19th.
Okay. And obviously there's nothing, no shows planned at least for the foreseeable future, right?
Right.
Not right now, but there's another song and video for that song on January 15th. So that'll be another little teaser before the album comes out.
Oh, cool.
It's 2 things to look forward to I can add to my list.
Yeah, to your list of things to look forward to. Yeah, mine too.
I have 3 things now.
Yeah.
Well, I was just kind of curious too. I mean, because obviously, like the thing that's hanging over, this 2020 and all the lockdown. I mean, for you guys, it looked like it was like down in LA, things were kind of starting to open back up, but now it's like total lockdown again.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone has the answer right now, and yeah, I don't know. It's rough in LA.
Yeah, our daughter's in LA.
But we're
yeah.
Well, I just couldn't imagine the feeling down there right now.
It's thick.
Well, because there's so much, like you guys are talking about. You've played a lot down there. We've met and interviewed and know a lot of bands from down that area, and I mean, just like it's got to be boiling down there, like the anticipation to be playing again and stuff. Because there's such a good music scene down there. Like you guys kind of remind me, especially like kind of looking at pictures of you and stuff of, Sega, stuff like that. And then also like Mapache, Grateful Shred. Then creeping on your Instagram, I saw became good friends of ours, Paracosmic. Are you guys familiar with them? They're a band down there, Paracosmic Funk.
Huh. I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Pacific Range.
Yeah,
Pacific Range. Yeah, there's just so much going on down in that area. I couldn't imagine. Like, I mean, it'd almost be palpable, like the
feeling of needing to get out.
Yeah,
and play.
like it's like a volcano. Like it's just gonna blow up. I can't wait till it opens up and
It's
that
gonna be
volcano blows up.
Best live shows ever. It's just gonna be like Boogie City.
Yeah, you have to imagine, right?
We do. We got to keep it alive.
Yeah. That brings up a good point. Like, it's not easy, man, all this. And like you said, nobody has the answer right now. And there's no crystal ball. Like, you can't look at something and go, well, the last time this happened, it ended in this many days. Like, nobody fucking knows what's happening. And I think that is the thing that makes it so difficult mentally, is the not knowing. It's like being in jail and not knowing your release date. And so,
lost the league.
Right. And so, like, as far as like mental health wise, what kind of stuff are you guys doing to keep yourselves sane besides music and writing and that stuff? Like, just for people out there that need to hear other ideas than what they've have in front of them.
Well, for me, I've been spending a lot of time outside. I love to grow stuff in the garden. I have a lot of hot peppers growing and other food, cucumbers and zucchini and herbs and stuff. So I spend a lot of time outside now that we're home. It's really cool seeing LA. I mean, I've been here this whole year, and it's been a while since I've been home for a whole year, and like just seeing the seasons change in LA. While they're subtle, it still has seasons, and like it's I don't know, it's been kind of nice, and like just spending time with the dogs and my fiance. Like she's been working remote this whole time, so I think just learning to ignore the media and news sometimes, and your phone, social media, all that stuff, and just getting outside, getting some sun, maybe some exercise. I think that's been what's keeping me somewhat sane.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good advice, man. That, it's funny. I've asked that question to 2 or 3 people over the course of these 10 months, and every person said pretty much that. Like, I need to be getting outside, and I need to have that space. I need to have my fingers in the dirt. One person I asked said, just go outside and touch a tree. Just go touch a tree, man. And it's crazy, dude. We've never been here before. And I gotta say that like Cody said a minute ago, having stuff to look forward to, like your guys' album coming out and new music that's good, is so crucial right now.
I think
agree 100%.
Yeah. I'm just hopeful or thankful that like we can, really give it our all, because it's, it means so much when somebody really appreciates it. And I hope to provide, it's a magical 3.5 minutes for somebody, that's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think what's amazing is what the goal of the album is for you guys. That message of connecting to that frequency. That's exactly what you were kind of talking about doing, getting outdoors and what everyone said. And funny enough, Apple and I spent like 30 minutes before this talking about being connected to that kind of cosmic and that frequency. I probably said frequency like 10 times, and then we come in here. So it's, I'm excited for that. Not even just for the good music, but something that's gonna send
that out there.
message, because it's so important.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's important to be said too, man. That like we really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's like food. As much as you guys miss playing live shows, is as bad as we miss being at them, and it's tough.
Yeah, it's the fountain of youth for all of us. You're more youthful than we are here, but it is the fountain of youth. And when you guys don't get to play it, we don't get to see it, you start to get kind of stale and really realize how
kind of crusty.
You really realize it. I mean, it's medicine. Music is medicine, and it needs to be felt live.
Yeah. So thanks for spreading your medicine, because it's really fun and it pulls you in, and I love the psychedelic, all the intention that you guys put into it. The fact that you have like put your whole entire thing out there, like your learning process, that learning curve. It's really scary for a lot of people, but you guys are just doing it and went for it. So that's really awesome. And kudos to both of you. And thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much.
Keep doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep doing that.
Fine with us.
Yeah. And this is kind of a dumb question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway because of like, because of like your family and who your dad is. I loved this morning. I was kind of looking. I found the videos of you guys playing on stage with your dad. Man, it kind of, right now, just kind of describe it. Kind of chokes me up because you're up there with, a legend of the music industry. That's your dad. And watching you go, that's the thing of the, like, there was one from 2015. I think it was Shane, and you guys are doing Lodi, and just the looks on his face, your face. That's a magical moment that not a lot of father-sons get to share. And the dumb question is, how did that feel for you guys to play with dad?
It's the best thing. I can't believe it that I get to do it. I just want to keep doing more of it, and we're playing with our little sister in the band too. I don't know if you've seen any of the Fogerty Factory things.
Yes.
It's so much fun, and he's loving it the most. Like it's great.
You guys are fucking rad, man. I really appreciate you coming on. And listen, when things like whatever the I don't know, whatever reality becomes in the future, and there's live music again, and you guys come up to Portland, you guys got a place to crash, you come over here, and if you come through town, we could cook you a meal or whatever. And if you want to come back on the show anytime, just say the word and let me know.
Smoke some meat.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You guys would be well received up here in Portland. Oh, yeah. There's so many good venues, and you would be very welcome up here.
We'll still be there.
We want to come. We want to come play
as soon as possible.
Well,
I don't think I've ever really been to Portland, so yeah, that's definitely on the list of places I want to go.
We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, there you go. Right on, you guys. Right. Stay in touch, man.
I look forward to it.
All right, guys.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Fogertys. Hearty Har.
Shane and Tyler.
That's awesome to me. I had to throw that in at the end because their dad is, legendary. John Fogerty from Creedence Clearwater. I mean, and these guys are like doing their own thing. I couldn't imagine.
They look like legends themselves.
They do. Yeah. The way they dress, and I could just picture like their dad seeing what they're doing. I mean, they created their own art. They're doing their own thing with a little bit of spice from the past, but turning it into their own thing.
They feel like, in speaking to them, like all of Sid and Adam's friends.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene down
there.
Mm-hmm. LA's dope.
The Mapache guy.
Yes.
They're all like sweet. Like you're like, I like these guys instantly.
The 30, 20 somethings in that band, like whole thing, they're doing something so sweet. Their musical sound is awesome. Like their musical style is awesome. They're like on point. Yeah, and they're and they're on point with their outfits too. Like their look. No,
and the
it's
way they
huge.
conduct themselves, like that whole crew. These guys, they're carrying on like that old Hollywood. That all
That's
of that.
I love.
They have manners. They're well spoken. They're thoughtful people. Like all of Sid
Mindful.
and Adam's
yeah.
friends are all like
they're amazing,
heartful, soulful people.
Yeah, nobody's coming in the room like whatever, motherfucking, like all drunk
or
and
like kind of like
well,
even no,
everybody
they get
out of the
drunk.
way.
It's not about that. What it is like they're good-hearted
yeah,
people.
They're connected
they're like
to the universe. And that unity.
Yes, they are.
The universe
They're like
is sweet.
Could you sum it up and say that they're kind?
And they like everybody around them. They're accepted. It's not like we're the shit. These people are, they're all right.
I think
everybody admires each other.
That thing that you're talking about right there, at least from what I've seen in doing this, that is the exception and not the rule nowadays.
Yeah,
I think that's an old paradigm.
Yeah,
at least from what I've seen,
like the rock star type thing. Like
it's
totally.
the exception.
That's kind of died with the music, the record labels, and the music industry.
Because what do you got to be snotty about now?
And they're the ones. Exactly.
There ain't nothing to do. You ain't playing nothing. You ain't making nothing. You ain't producing nothing.
Well, the playing field is
Here's
like
a
level
tissue.
now.
Pull yourself together.
The playing field has been leveled now by all that, so they're all like on the same level.
Yeah.
There's not like you're polished. Like, oh, we signed with freaking. See, I'm having a hard time.
RCA.
I'm having a hard time remembering some of the big record companies. That's
we signed with Sony.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then all of a sudden it's like we just, we got a $200,000 check. We're getting polished. All that. That's like not the thing anymore. Now it's like these guys. Like
we figured out how to do it.
We didn't know how to do this shit years ago, and we taught ourselves, and we're fucking kicking ass.
Rad. That's why I kept referring to it, because they just like, we're just gonna do it.
Well, it's not divisive either. So like the whole record industry, I felt like it.
Cody,
musicians,
get a little closer.
Musicians were not collaborating, because it's like, if you get successful, it takes away from me. But like within this group and in the world that the Dead created and has gone off in all these different directions, they care about other musicians. They want to play with them. They want to do this. It's like, no, we're musicians. We're a community. Let's make music. It's not,
I think that. This is not a sweeping generality, but I think that psychedelics show people that the pie is infinite, and that you're not taking my piece of pie. You're taking your piece of pie. And it doesn't matter how fucking big your pie is, because there's infinite pieces. So just have at it.
And I'll give you some of mine. You want some of mine too?
Dude, whatever.
Yeah, I want to try some of your pie. Looks good too. It looks as good as mine, if not better.
I want to make a pie.
Make cool shit, eat cool shit, share cool shit.
Yeah, there was only one pie back in the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
Everybody
There
was
really
scrambling
was.
for that one record deal.
Well, think about the channels, like, the radio channels, like even how we listen to music, like the CDs, like the distribution. There's had to be like, X amount of CDs. And once they were distributed, they either pressed more or they traded or whatever. But like, it wasn't infinite. Now you can infinitely listen to anything. And nothing needs to be purchased. So there is no place. It's all of it. It's everywhere.
But there's still human nature, right? And ego. And I think that is a piece of the puzzle that we're not talking about, because
in regards to what though?
Like the rock star thing. So yeah, you may have a record deal with Sony. Yeah, you may be a millionaire back in the day. But I think the thing that makes somebody start acting like that is the ego side of things. Like, I'm sure there was a number of artists back then that were making that kind of money and had deals that weren't rock starry.
Yeah.
But it's the ego that does that. And that's why I brought up psychedelics.
And even if they weren't rock starry, that was part of the record company's job, was to create
separate
that
them.
image and to separate that. Like I've heard so many bands like they didn't get to pick who they toured with. They didn't get to pick. They had very little control of who, and like if they were like the shit we look forward to of like you go to a show, you don't know who might go up on stage with one of the band. Back then it was all coordinated. It was like, you know, it would be announced like this person is going to be joining them, or at the least it would be like with special guests,
so they could promote it.
And it had to be approved and signed off on, and it was all produced, polished, coordinated, and
they were employees.
Yeah.
The record company was the company.
And these guys like this are entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
Doing whatever they want to do.
It changes the game, and that is really a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm. And meeting people like that, I love that when you asked about who did the videos. And they're like, it was somebody we just met that like dug our stuff. We dug his stuff, and we boom, collaboration made by yourselves.
I think, I'm going to say one positive about 2020. It has caused the monopoly of creativity and how it's put out, and it's leveled the playing field, and it's given people more courage to do their art because now that is the way you get it out.
Now they're bored.
You don't have to sell it to somebody. No, you don't have to like make a collection in order to put it in a museum or in a gallery. Like you can start a page and put up your poetry or whatever. Like somebody finds it.
There's so many ways.
Yeah, there's so many ways.
And
where before it was so closed off.
Who was it? Wasn't it Keller Williams said his one coming out? It was all recorded on his phone.
Oh yeah,
that's Keller Williams.
He had to find He had to find a new way. People are finding new ways, which is opening things up in different ways. Would never happen if this hadn't happened.
That's
so
very
there's
true.
always.
I hate to keep harping on it, but I want to get the point out. Like
your point out.
The ego
is not your amigo.
Is not your amigo. No.
See, I don't think that's true.
Hang on.
Need it.
I feel like something has changed in the fabric of society, at least in the scene that we're in, because you don't really see that thing. You don't see I'm the cool ass rock star often. You don't. I mean, you see it, but it's few and far between. And I wonder how that's happened, because the way that fans respond to bands they love hasn't changed. The followings haven't changed. They've only gotten stronger. And so why do you guys think that that's different now? Why wouldn't we be seeing that as much?
Well, because first we're quarantined and we ain't seen shit.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking in 2018.
No, I know. I
get.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it does still exist, especially in certain genres.
Yeah.
Of that lifestyle, but like in our community, our genre.
That's what I'm talking about.
It hasn't been there.
No, just an example is like O'Teal coming on No Simple Road when we had like 14 episodes out.
Oh yeah,
O'Teal's from the fucking Allman Brothers. He's
also like the sweetest.
He's in Dead and Company, but
he really is the sweetest.
But if there was a guy that had a right to have some swagger,
and with us, like at that point, we were pretty much expecting to know, but just
like, hey,
let's try it.
I'm just saying, like a guy that you would, I guess I wouldn't say I would expect it, would have in the past have a reason to be that way, isn't now.
I think it goes back to the fact that when we look at the old model, like with the record companies, they created divisiveness. They would tell you that you're great, do this. That you were a
star,
just a thing to make money with, and that messes up your head and those kind of things.
Having to be perfect or having to perform every time the way that they wanted you to.
And so when we see like this community or someone like O'Teal or these who love the music and they understand that they're having that connection with the audience, that they're having a shared experience, that just isn't conducive.
There's no above or below.
Those people don't last. Everyone else that is, harmony. It has harmony, and they're kind to each other. That kind of stuff. They don't last. They get weeded out, and I think
and they end up doing their own thing,
yeah.
Just kind of getting out of that business.
I think that's what's so amazing about this genre of artists,
genre of people.
It is that it's not. And ego is, important. It helps us make sure that we take care of the things that are most
that's
important.
where I was coming from.
Well,
like
ego-
we needed to perform. Sometimes our ego is the one that gets us up on that stage.
Yes.
So
Ego is a broad term.
Well, because a lot of people say we need to get rid of it. No, like we need to make friends with it.
It's called integration.
One can't bully the other. We need to have our emotional, spiritual, physical self all down, but the ego needs to stay, and then we need to whip it into shape and befriend it and like help it instead of let it harm us. And so I think with like what Cody was saying, the records company, they had a hand down on you, like you were a prophet. Like they saw dollar signs.
Not a prophet spreading the good word.
Well, kind of a prophet too. Yeah, a little bit.
You were a prophet like on the ledger.
On the ledger though,
Yeah.
yes. And so you have to get beefed up, like Cody was saying, like you're beautiful, you're smart, you're sexy, here's these outfits.
That's the good part of ego, the yin and yang.
Yeah.
You don't want to be an egotistical prick to where your ego is putting you off, but you also need to have an ego to have self-esteem.
Well, think of
good and bad. Ego is a very broad term. A lot of people use ego as like a one term thing, like ego's bad. Like ego is a bad.
Kill that death to know.
Ego is a thing that has a lot in it that needs to be balanced.
Yeah, you have to have a bit of an ego to get on a microphone, record yourself, and think that anybody wants to listen to it.
Yeah.
Period. And that's
or to paint a picture and put it out there and show people like,
look what I did.
Who cares? I'll just walk by. But you do it. And so, ego, with the scene that we're in, babe, maybe it does have to do with psychedelics. It's definitely not exclusively that. People are sometimes
people have
really
never done them and they're in the same place.
Sometimes people are just great people. Like that's a real thing where you just have a good-hearted,
folks just
empathetic, sympathetic, loving people. That's a real thing. So that's what I think. I think don't kill your ego, befriend it. I think do your art no matter what. And I think I love you guys.
Love's in the air.
You got something,
Love
Cody?
you guys.
You got something?
No, I love that's perfect. And at that.
All right, Hearty Har.
Hearty Har.
That was perfect.
You guys, you know what?
Thank you guys so much for being on the show today.
Yep. You made a what day is it? Saturday afternoon, a little brighter as the sun goes behind the clouds. We appreciate you. And all you guys listening out there, guess what? You're amazing. And you're the best No Simple Road family
And thanks
ever.
for listening to our art. We appreciate it.
Yeah. This is our sonic painting with our voice mouthpieces.
Our kindergarten collection.
No, I'm always going to plug it, even though they don't. They are who they are. YouTube, go on there, check it out. You just talk at the end of this interview. Check out the Fogerty Factory. If you go look up Hearty Har, subscribe to them.
It's hearty, like your heart.
Yeah, heart like a Hearty Har. But they have a whole lot of stuff that's the Fogerty Factory. And check it out, and that's cool to hear that that's their sister too that's involved in that.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying, you guys, I know we need to plug it. Check out YouTube.
yeah. You haven't heard of YouTube?
What? There's a thing called YouTube.
www. It's on the worldwide internet.
Starts with Y.
HTTP.
Is there a letter U and then TUBE?
What? I just had a brain short circuit.
I just went back in time.
Because YouTube is YOU. Is there a UTUBE?
Oh, it
YouTube.
probably is some porn or something.
I'm gonna have to Google
Apple's
that.
Apple's getting
All right,
on the
everybody.
Google box. We love you guys. Take care of each other. We'll be back next week with more stuff and things.
Drink lots of water.
Smile at a stranger. Get inverted.
Get some sunshine.
Safety third. Do your laundry. Don't let your laundry sit.
No.
It's stinking up your room, and every time you walk in there, you look at that pile and you're like, I'll get to it tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Go do your fucking laundry.
The feng shui tip is not to leave your dirty laundry in the bedroom.
Okay, there it is.
Make your bed.
And tell your mom you love her, and have her
Aw.
yell to your dad that you love him too if they're around.
And, yeah.
Oh, that's cute. All right.
We love you. Bye.
Peace.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
Peace.
Like twisting, turns and basement, turning this to journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth. And alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? One simple road. My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hey, what's up? This is Blake Weiland. I'm the host of the Tone Mob Podcast. It's a show where I interview guitar people about guitar stuff. We talk about their pedals, their amps, their accessories, their preferences, all that stuff, as well as a healthy dose of whatever comes up. Topics have ranged from aliens to addiction and anywhere in between. Oh yeah, and pizza. We're definitely going to be talking about pizza. So get the show wherever you're listening to this podcast at. Just search The Tone Mob in your search bar and it will pop right up. Come join us. We're having a lot of fun. Thanks for checking it out.